there is something called as Akashic intelligence. That is, space, empty space has certain intelligence. Whether this intelligence works for you or works against you will determine the nature of your life. For no reason, people are being hammered around by life, isn't it? For no reason, some people seem to be blessed with everything. It is not for no reason. It is your ability, either consciously or unconsciously, your ability to be able to get the cooperation of this larger intelligence which is functioning. If you know how to get the cooperation of the Akash into your life, this will be a blessed life. You do this much. After the sunrise, before the sun crosses 30 degrees angle, once look up at the sky and bow down for holding you in place today. After it crosses 30 degrees, sometime during the day, any time, look up and bow down again. After it sets, once again look up and bow down. Not to some god up there, just to the empty space for holding you in place for today. Just do this. Life will change dramatically. Life will happen in magical ways. An intelligence that you have never thought possible will become yours. Food, sex, sleep and death. These are four things which are compulsive. A human being distinguishes himself or herself from animal nature just by conducting these aspects of life also consciously. See, we eat. We can eat like this. When you're very hungry, you become like an animal. If you've not eaten for 5 days, you will eat like that with both hands. When something is very needed for you, just if you wait 2 minutes, you will see what is compulsive becomes conscious. These basic instincts that we have in our bodies of food, sex, sleep and death, when you conduct these four things consciously, that is when you are a human being, including death, I'm saying. That is when you are a genuine human being. Otherwise, it's an evolutionary lapse. What kind of air you breathe is definitely important and that's well known, but how you breathe and how consciously you breathe is equally important. So it's good, at least for a few minutes, take a walk in the park, along the lake or the river to do something where breath will be in a dynamic state. This is not just for aerobic exercise. When it senses the air is pure and alive, the way the body breathes is different, you can notice this, and the exchange will happen, cleansing will happen within the system. So if you remain in pure air, it's important that you bring breath to a dynamic state with a certain activity. You don't have to do too vigorous an activity, just enough to see that you're breathing deep enough, slightly deeper than normal is happening to you for a period of time, because this will greatly enhance the body's integrity and strength by breathing properly.
The importance of ghee is it keeps the alimentary canal clean. See, one important aspect of being physiologically and psychologically healthy is you must have a clean colon. If you go to an Ayurvedic doctor or a Siddha Vaidya, if you have any kind of problem, even if you say you're mentally disturbed, you have sleepless nights, first thing they do to you is to purge you. Because a clean colon is vital for all these things. So one who consumes ghee in a proper manner, that person's colon will always be clean because nothing sticks there, nothing stays there for long periods of time. Today colon cancer, intestinal cancer are becoming so big, it is not that you can prevent this absolutely, but the incidence would be much lower if there is a certain amount of consumption of ghee. And the ghee must be of the right quality. I don't know what commercial ghees that people are eating today, but if it is properly made from cow's milk or even buffalo's milk, if the ghee is made, it has many important benefits. One particular benefit is that it enhances the aura within the system. The cellular aura will go up and you will have a a higher sense of aliveness in the system.
When you don't touch the food, you do not know what it is. If food is not good enough to be touched, I don't know how it's good enough to be eaten. The cleanliness of your hands is entirely in your hands. The cleanliness of the fork is not entirely in your hands. The food that's going to become a part of you, first thing is your hands. Even if you physically don't touch it, just being conscious and being there, it clearly tells you how the food will behave within you. If you feel the food, you just know whether this food has to go into you on this day or not. If you sit for a few hours a day with your spine erect, you will see that it will have an unmistakable effect on your life. You will now begin to understand what I mean by geometry of your existence. Just the way you hold your body determines almost everything about you. Another way of listening to life is paying attention to it experientially, not intellectually or emotionally. Choose any one thing about yourself, your breath, your heartbeat, your pulse, your little finger, just pay attention to it for 11 minutes at a time. Do this at least 3 times a day. Keep your attention on any sensation, but feel free to continue doing whatever you're doing. If you lose attention, it doesn't matter, simply refocus your attention. This practice will allow you to move from mental alertness to awareness. You will find the quality of your life experience will begin to change. You may have noticed this about yourself. When you're feeling pleasant, you want to expand. When you're fearful, you want to contract. Try this. Sit for a few minutes in front of a plant or tree. Remind yourself that you are inhaling what the tree is exhaling, and exhaling what the tree is inhaling. Even if you are not yet experientially aware of it, establish a psychological connection with the plant. You could repeat this several times a day. After a few days, you will start connecting with everything around you differently. You won't limit yourself to a tree.